everybody. I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone it is for you. Welcome to Attract Mode, presented by Lady Arcaders. Hi, I'm new here. Yeah, the literal IRL I'm new here redeem. My name's BD. I am going to be your host for today, and I'm really excited both to be here for in general, but also for this run, because this run is going to be a really fun trip. If this is your first time here as well, you should know that Attract Mode is presented by Lady Arcaders, which is an all-women's gaming collective. Lady Arcaders welcomes all women in gaming, speedrunners, developers, and casual fans alike. In addition to our own cozy private community, we run weekly showcases on our Twitch channel, like you're seeing here, as well as larger charity events throughout the year. So if you want to be more involved, you can check out ladyarcaders.com, where, if you didn't know, you can also sign up for our newsletter. You can type !newsletter in chat if you'd like a direct link to that. But we're all here together in this glorious month of October, this beautifully haunted month of October. And what does October mean to you? Well, I can tell you what it means to me, at least in part. And in part, it means skeletons. But not just skeletons. Skeletons in fancy hats. And if you're like me and you too appreciate a skeleton in a fancy hat, then you are in luck, because we are ready to pass it over to threepup for this showcase of Kraino Origins any percent. threepup, show them how fancy this can be.
Alrighty, hello everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, time zones. You know the whole deal. I'm so excited to be bringing you Kraino Origins today. Cool little game that not a lot of people have heard of. Featuring a cool little skeleton and a cool little hat. But before we get to that, I also want to make sure to introduce my commentator, Vale. Vale, say hi.
Hello, it's me, Vale, or Valeria, however you know me. And I, indeed, had never heard of this game before. Like, I first saw it half an hour ago, so...
But yeah, with that, I think we're good to get started. I'll get to the details of the run when we actually get into it, but Vale, would you mind giving me a countdown?
Hey, we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Cool. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna skip these cutscenes. We don't need the story. I sadly must admit that I have become one of the speedrunners who does not know the plot of the game that she runs. But all we need to know is that we're Kraino, we're a cool skeleton, we have a cool hat, and we have to go defeat some scary monsters along the way. As is noticeable, this game is a 2D platformer. Very familiar to some if you have played a little game called Shovel Knight, in that it has a pogo jump, but also in some other respects as well, namely like gathering money to buy magic spells and upgrades and stuff, which we are prepping for right now to buy the only spell that I'm going to be buying in the game, the Fireball. This speedrun is still very early. I'm the only runner of it. I don't actually know what's the fastest thing to do, but at some point I decided that having a ranged attack is probably helpful for certain things, so I do make sure to route gathering some money at the start of the run to go purchase this upgrade, which we'll be seeing in just a moment as we fall down here.
It's absolutely fair.
Other things, because this run is so early, I die a lot. And in the interest of dying less, because dying is slow, I do route some of the quickest health upgrades that I could find. Like in this first level, all 3 of the health upgrades, it kind of functions like Zelda rules, where the health upgrades are in pieces, and you have to gather X number of pieces to upgrade your health. In Kraino, it's 3. There are also MP upgrades for your spells, but MP is just one upgrade for one collectible for one upgrade. We won't be gathering a whole lot of those, though, because we don't use the magic that much. It's just nice to have a ranged attack to get some damage in on bosses. That's fine.
Good save.
Yeah. This game also kind of functions by Castlevania rules, where when you get hit, you get that knockback animation, which loves to put you in precarious situations. But yeah, we're gonna do a quick little, I guess, technically a sequence break to go grab the final health piece in this level and make our way towards the final boss, which is a pretty straightforward run. So, just presenting my first of many Halloween-themed questions. What is your favorite skeleton? Vale, do you have a favorite skeleton?
So this one's actually quite reminding me of like a dapper, sinister version of the one I have in mind, which is Papyrus from Undertale.
Oh yeah, that's a good skeleton. BD, do you have a favorite skeleton?
Mr. Bones.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
It's Mr. Bones. I'm sorry. I love Papyrus. I love Sans. Mr. Bones is where it's at for me.
Yeah, that's also a good pick.
I'll admit I'm not like familiar with a ton of skeletons.
I'll be honest, like, as I was like thinking of things to talk about this morning, I'm like, favorite skeletons, and I'm like, wait, do I have a favorite skeleton? I don't know.
Skeleton's my own in my body. Thank you.
Yeah, shoutouts to my own skeleton, right? It keeps me moving. Yeah, here's our first boss. He's a little ghost. Every boss has a certain number of attack patterns. I know what all of them do. Some of them are kinder than others. The ghost has pretty friendly attack patterns. It's just some of them are a little wasting my time, but yeah, boss is already dead.
You'll have to forgive me, but I'm always going to refer to this boss as Marshy going forward.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
Oh, like a good introductory boss there, pattern-wise.
Getting into our second level. Each of the levels have their own little like platforming gimmicks and such, and also new enemy types. The big gimmick for the second level you'll see coming up like right here is these little cycle-based pipes. They're cycle-based speedrunners. We don't like cycles, but I'm trying to deal with them as best as I can. So sometimes there may be some standing around because I haven't quite figured out the best ways to sync up the cycles to keep moving forward.
Sometimes you gotta make your own cycles too.
Yeah. One thing to note, because this game is very similar to a little Shovel Knight, our cool little skeleton guy has a pogo jump, the best kind of jump, and generally, in order to keep my forward momentum going, I'm going to be preferring to pogo jump over like standing still and attacking. But pogo jump, of course, only has a hitbox below Kraino, so that can cause problems sometimes, get me hit when I don't mean to, like there.
Well, it's definitely like the pogo jump makes me think Shovel Knight. Also, the like pixel art style really makes me think of it. Meanwhile, like bringing Castlevania back up, the aesthetic and also level interaction, like breaking the walls. I guess Shovel Knight had that too, but Shovel Knight also probably referenced Castlevania for that.
Sadly, skeletons cannot swim. This is a fact. So if I touch this water, I do die in one hit. So I'm going to try very much to avoid that.
Speaking as someone who doesn't float very easily because of her very hardy calcium skeleton.
Shoutouts to hardy skeletons.
Some of my favorite skeletons are the hardy ones.
Yeah, Here's one room that has a really mean cycle to just kind of sit around and wait for. These little like floating skull guys, pretty sure are RNG. So sometimes I can utilize them to do some cool movement, and other times I just have to stand around and wait for them to get hit. It is what it is. Speaking of Castlevania, yeah, you do have the jumping fishman.
Jumping fishman, the floating RNG skulls remind me of Medusa heads.
Yep. Trying to utilize fireballs when I can to try to save myself some hits while I'm waiting for cycles.
Having to remind myself this is because like I'm seeing this mostly for the first time, and it's like you're just running past treasure chests. I'm like, but what about the treasure chest?
Yeah, sadly, like pretty certain there's no reason in the 80% run for me to want to grab money, because money is just used for buying magic, and unless I mean, maybe later down the line I'll decide that other spells are worth having too, particularly for killing bosses faster, but for the time being, it seems faster for me to just skip most of the money, which does make me sad, because yeah, the gems are so pick-upable. Like, I come from Spyro, where I really just want to pick up gems all the time.
Lumber.
Here's our second boss here. He's a cool little, like, Frankenstein engineer man. I think his name's Grog.
I like his giant wrench.
Yeah.
That is a very big wrench.
You might see him throw it, but yeah, no, we're not. But spoilers, we may see him a bit later.
Oof. We love a reoccurring character.
Yeah.
So, threepup, you mentioned this is the 80% category. Are there any other categories for the game?
Technically, yeah. Because I am the only runner of the game so far. I've only run 80%, but like there is a good 100%. Like what I'm imagining what 100% would look like. There are the 8 levels, but only I believe only 6 of them have a magic spell upgrade you can pick up. That might be wrong. There might be 7th level is a little weird. We'll get to that later. But yeah, there are the magic spells, but also there are these little challenge mode levels that I'm skipping past between every level. They let you pick up these little skull upgrades, and you can spend the skulls to upgrade your magic to be even more powerful. So like 100% is totally within reason. I just haven't run it yet, because even the 80% run is still pretty unoptimized. I was also imagining that just like individual level speedruns could also be pretty viable to run, just because the game is so like segmented.
That tracks. Sometimes it's fun to figure out both runs at once.
Yeah, one of the things that got me into this game was the fact that nobody was running it. It's just like, for some reason, the ability to be able to like be there on the ground floor and like build a quote-unquote route and just figure out what is the fastest just sounded really appealing to me.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Versus a more like popular game where everything's kind of solved.
Niche classic games are great for that.
Yeah.
Speaking as the one who routed Tales of Adventure 100%.
So I did get to utilize some RNG there to do a cool little jump there. Not sure if it saved any time, but it was cool looking. Cool thing about these little swinging scythes is that we can pogo off of them, which lets us do some cool movement. But first we're going to take a quick little detour, grab a health upgrade piece, and keep moving our merry way. By the end of the run, I will have gathered 9 health upgrade pieces for a total of 3 extra health pips. Not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it does make the final fights a little bit more comfy, especially as I'm... Oop, okay, there's the first death, I think. Shoutouts to instant death spikes. But if I had to die somewhere, that was a pretty good spot.
Instant death spikes are a 2D platformer classic.
Yeah. So here I'm going to try to set up a cool little pogo jump. To try to just skip those cycles up there.
Very nice.
Whoop. So, damage boosting, technically, it can be a viable strategy here, and I will try to utilize it in some places, but health refills are pretty rare in the game, so I don't want to take too much damage. The game is not unfriendly with checkpoints, but there are certain points where dying will cost a lot of time, so I don't want to do that if I don't have to. Here's the third boss. Of course, he's doing the phase that wastes the most time. You love to see that first.
I love this boss so much. Just the face.
Yeah, he's got a funny little face.
Real gremlin energy to this one.
Absolutely. Ah, okay. Second death. For some reason, most of the boss rooms have a health refill at the start. This one, and I believe the next one, don't. Don't know why.
So now I'm realizing that, like, once the combat really starts kicking in, I'm getting particularly a Hollow Knight vibe. Because the combat in, like, Shovel Knight wasn't very complex.
No.
But the way the slashes kind of have a little bit of a combo to it.
Yeah.
But it's really cool how it ties together and really takes these elements that we've been talking about from, like, Castlevania, from, like, Hollow Knight, from Shovel Knight, and really kind of puts its own spin on it, and it puts its own little... puts a fancy hat on it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Literally.
So yeah, we're entering the 4th level here. There's like not a whole lot going on here. There's like these little thorn platforms, and we'll be seeing these little like floating leaf tunnels that I will try to be utilizing to technically cycle based, but trying to get through them as fast as possible. There's also no health upgrades that I will be picking up. I just did not think any of them were that fast.
I would like to point out that as an SMW modding person, seeing those floating leaves fills me with abject terror.
Yeah. Shoutouts to those Plants vs. Zombie looking enemies. They're one of my least favorites. I don't know why. They always seem to hit me.
Very aggressive.
Wait,
So
are
the
we
archers-
the zombie?
What?
Are they the plant and are we the zombie in this level?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What is a skeleton but a meatless zombie?
Yeah.
Also, these skeleton archers have a bit of a Skeletor vibe with the purple cloak.
Yeah. Alright, there's this little boring little auto-scroller room here. Sadly, these little spike platforms are placed such that it can't just, like, cleverly fall through. At least I think they are. I haven't really tried.
There's potential.
Yeah, there is potential. There's lots of potential. Especially in later levels coming up, where I'm, like, looking at it like, that's gotta be possible, right? And, like, I'm excited to, like, once I get the 90% run to a point where I'm happy with, to just, I want to just start doing individual levels and start seeing, like, okay, oop, okay, cool.
Knock back into the spikes, a classic.
Yeah. Shoutouts to
We are hitting peak Castlevania.
You love to see it. And by love, you mean you hate to see it. But yeah, just at some point, just having the time to sit down and just crank out individual levels and seeing like, okay, can I like skip these auto-scroller segments? Can I speed things up elsewhere? What's the fastest way to kill the boss? Start experimenting with like the other magic types and seeing if they'll be better for other types of bosses and if they're actually worth picking up. Those kind of questions that I haven't really had to ask myself, because then when I've gotten to speedrun a game, it's like, okay, well, they've already been kind of solved for me. Did not trust myself there to not get hit by the spikes. We're just gonna keep on moving.
You know what would really push this speedrun ahead? If you had a rival.
Yeah. I would love friendly rivalry. I would even send over whatever notes I have if anyone's interested in running this. It's only $12 on Steam. I've checked. Probably even less on a sale. Fun little casual game that I beat in a weekend, but also a pretty neat little speedrun. In this room, I like to go out of my way to kill that archer because he's a big meanie who likes to hit me, and with the knockback, I don't like to take risks.
It seems like you're waiting for those leaves long enough as it is. You might as well.
Yeah. Just like, as long as I don't miss a cycle, it's generally worth doing. Here's our fourth boss. He's a werewolf.
Gotta have a werewolf.
Yeah, we've really hitting all the Halloween tropes.
Ghosts, werewolves, ghouls, plumbers.
Yeah.
We're racking them up.
Playing it safe for the last two hits. And moving on to my least favorite level in the game. Woo!
Oh boy.
Level 5, the volcano level. I guess it'll be obvious as we get started. Speaking of, instant death lava. It's fun. Yeah. And just like this level has the most opportunities for optimization, like trying to use these pogo jumps to trying to use these pogo jumps to skip forward cycles, save time, but also if you mess up, you fall into instant death lava. I won't try for that one. Shoutouts to the friends I have watching who are counting every death I have, and at the end of this run, I have to give myself a compliment for every death. The most terrible punishment. We also have these little spinning platform things. You have to hit them to spin them, but you can pogo off of them, which I don't even know why I did that, to be honest with you.
It happens.
Yeah, those platforms, we're going to try to pogo off of them just to keep moving forward.
Like, I wouldn't call a volcano, like, a traditionally haunting type environment, but they are generally pretty scary, so it does work.
I think these pumpkin heads sort of help compensate for that.
Okay. Yeah, the problematic part about this level is those flaming boulder things. Technically, on paper, they're pogoable, but they have a really weird hitbox.
And they seem to take up the entire screen at a point.
Yeah. We're fine. We're fine. I'm so fine.
Who gave these lizards giant morning star things?
So yeah, this level. Other than a segment coming up a little bit later in the run, this is the level that could use the most optimization.
We call that future time save.
Yes. In the biz, we call it future time save. Okay. So yeah, technically, pogo.
There we go. That was very nice.
Very good job.
Alright, we're gonna take a quick pit stop, grab a health fill, try to do another one of these cycle skips.
We are so back.
Yeah, let's go. Those lizards with the spike balls give me big Elden Ring vibes for anyone who has played. Shoutouts to the Volcano Manor. Technically, behind that second little fire golem is a MP upgrade, which I could get. I just don't think it's quite necessary at the moment. I don't ever really use all my MP in bosses.
I got so worried about those fire orbs until you smacked some of them out of existence.
Yes, most projectiles in this game can be broken by just hitting them.
I like that.
So yeah, here's probably the actually most difficult part of this level, because this entire checkpoint segment is very long and very precarious. And you think it's over now, but it's not. There's still one more.
We need the Mario 1 underground platforms first.
And we made it without a death.
There you go.
I'm happy
Nice.
with that.
You were owed that deathless after earlier.
Yeah. This is this third type of these like golem mini boss kind of type things. That one shoots fireballs from the sky, but he's also generally the easiest one to deal with. This is another auto-scrollery segment with what I'm thinking is I've tried to do this because there's these 3 little lizards coming up, and I'm like, wow. I guess it's only 2 lizards, but like, wouldn't it be cool if I could like skip that whole segment by jumping on the lizards? I've tried it a couple times. It might be possible. I haven't figured it out yet. But we are going to be getting another health upgrade piece. Hopefully, if the game wants to cooperate, it does. Sometimes the game doesn't send that second skull, and I can't get that health upgrade. I don't quite know why, but get this last screen here. We're going to try to do some cool jumping. Not quite. Oh, cool. We did it.
Nice.
Nice.
Sometimes I know what I'm doing, and it looks pretty cool. Alright. Now we have Jack-o'-lantern boss.
Pumpkinhead, yay! I don't think I've ever seen like a jack-o'-lantern head with a giant sword like this before.
This is the worst phase for the boss to be doing, because I can't actually damage him. You'll love to see time wasters. This is also the boss with the most, seemingly the most HP.
Sleepy Hollow. I got it.
Yeah.
Love a cool horse in a boss fight, though.
Yes, shout out to horses.
Very
Yeah, cool.
realistic looking boss, all things considered. Or a realistic looking horse.
All 3 of that, even with the time waster phase. Good to see that without any deaths. Alright, hit to level 6. This is another one of my favorites, because it's a pretty cool movement throughout it. And sometimes you just faceplant an enemy. That's also cool too.
That's a treat.
Yeah, I'm gonna use these skeletons to jump off instead of waiting for the cycle on the little platform thingy. These little spinning blade things are also pogoable. Grab another health upgrade piece and keep on. Ooh, ah. Lose control of myself for a second, but we're good. Also, these little rockets. Look at them. They're cool. They got little skeletons on them.
I love how the eyes activate when you get on them.
Yeah. Plus, they go fast, and we like going fast. These little things are one-hit kills, so I will be patient with them, even though it pains me to do so. Ah, okay.
I love them so much.
They're so good. Also get these little springy things. They're also cool.
Oh, that's such a good spring noise, too.
It's such a good, satisfying spring noise. Ow! Did not need to get hit there. And then also these little platforms to move on. You just step on a side of them to make them move. This level also has my favorite boss to set things up, just because. Oh, okay. Got a little spooky for a second. Oh, my bad. But yeah, this level does have my favorite boss because it looks really cool and I can execute it properly. So let's hope I can execute it properly.
Nice movement through those platforms.
Try to save a little bit of time by jumping to a later platform. One of the things that's nice to know as I get more familiar with the game is you can actually suspend Kraino's jump by letting go of the jump button early. And it's nice to get like intimate knowledge of all of those types of intimate knowledge of all those types of jumps to utilize for like being able to jump under or over enemies.
I actually wonder if it seemed a little bit there like dying reset the cycles so that the platforms were a little closer.
Yeah, I do. There is like some cycle manipulation with dying. Another like potential area of optimization that I haven't quite experimented with. The only intentional deaths I'll take is when I hit a checkpoint and realize I'm at 1 HP and I'm like, well, I may as well because refill my HP. Yeah,
That's
here's
that's
our
just safety at that point.
here's our next boss.
Oh, that's so cool. It's erasing the platforms.
Yeah, it's a little preamble to the actual fight. In my splits, I call this segment Uppies. You'll see why in just a second. I literally just sit here, pogo jump on his head the entire time. Sometimes I'll take a break and jump off just because I know an attack is coming like right now. But I just... not even sure if this is actually the fastest way to do this fight, but it does feel the safest. Because otherwise you have to like bounce around platforms and stuff.
Yeah, definitely gets the job done.
Yeah, heading into the final stretch, level 7. Shoutouts to people who play Mega Man games. You'll see why in a second.
Well, that's ominous.
I've been seeing why so far, so
Yeah, this level is going to repeat a lot of the gimmicks from the previous levels. You'll see lots of stuff like the spike platforms and all. Ooh, this is a little gross, but
Yeah,
moving on.
Dicey and spicy.
Yeah, there's the rockets again, all that sort of stuff. Also, lots of repeat enemy types as well.
Also been noticing on the world map that there's a lot of little offshoots to go to, and that makes me really curious.
Yes, those are towards the challenge levels that I mentioned earlier, where at the end you'll receive an item that you can use to upgrade your magic. Don't love having only 1 HP, but, you know, it is what it is. If I live to see another day, I might take an intentional death just to refill my HP. Sadly, that is one more self-compliment I have to give later this evening, but, you know, that's the cost. Yeah, there is a new gimmick in this level, and it's these lanterns. They are the greatest thing in the world to hit. They make a cool sound, and they fling you forward. It's awesome.
Oh, we got Plague Doctor Witches.
Yeah, anti-shoutouts to those guys, because they love to hit me, and I don't love them. Funny little story about this segment. One time, I was able to pogo jump such that I skipped this first section of jumping. I've never been able to do it since. Because this game doesn't have many glitches, but there are a few. And okay, trying to get over here to get my last health upgrade piece. That health upgrade's quick to grab, it's just a little slow if I die, and it's a little risky because it's full of spike walls. But it's okay. We're gonna try again. There we go. And we're gonna wait for this cycle to line back up.
It's really cool how the lanterns are also juggleable. You can just stay in the air for a good few of them.
Yeah, there's some really cool movement you can do with these lanterns that I'm sure I'll figure out with time. Another good use of having the fireball upgrade is being able to get those enemies out of the way before they can do anything to me. Because I'm walking down hallways anyway, may as well hit them with the fireball.
Yeah. This looks intense.
Yeah, this is the screen that looks the coolest if I can execute it properly. And that's pretty good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, we're zooming there.
Alright. Calling back that Mega Man shoutout. It's time for a boss rush.
Is our big bad named Dr. Batula?
Yeah, he is.
That's amazing.
We'll see him next level. I'm gonna play it somewhat safe here in terms of HP. Thankfully, you don't have to fight every boss in one go. It's the first half of bosses and then the second half of the bosses. But still, I only have 6 HP. I don't get a refill until all bosses are defeated, so... I do get MP, however, so I do still utilize some fireballs when I can.
Oh, we got to see the wrench throw.
Yes, we did get to see the wrench throw. Cool. I'm happy with where I'm at. For some reason, it doesn't quite go in complete boss order. We do the werewolf instead of the crypt ghoul. Don't know why. But the werewolf is a better, final boss for a section anyway, so that's probably why they did it. It's like my least favorite attack from that werewolf. I try not to actually try to punish. Okay, this is my actual least favorite attack from the werewolf because it wastes my time. But we're good. Moving on.
I love how in some of the boss fights you can still hit the boss even though they go invisible. It's like their hitbox stays active longer than their actual graphic does. And I just think that's neat.
Here's the waste my time phase. I've
We
never
gotta
died
have
to
one.
that. But there's critical down. Here's the other waste my time phase. Also the waste my HP phase, because the way the pumpkin head moves, like sometimes it's just really hard to dodge. Nope. Okay, moving into last boss. This one I don't do the uppies strategy because it seems less consistent. So I stand right here on this one platform and just get a few hits off. And then if I can react, normally I like to jump over and do uppies here, but I did not react quite in time. Here I will use some uppies. And we're good.
Nice. The enemy's general position is higher than the normal boss, it seems.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's higher, and then I hit the ceiling more, and the timing gets really difficult. So I don't go for uppies there. But I'm very happy to get a deathless boss rush. That's very hard.
Now we're on the home stretch.
Yeah. Oop. See why I hate the sorcerer plague doctor enemies. They're very mean. We do get one final gimmick here as we get ready for the Dr. Batcula fight. These little electricity platforms.
It sounds like we've got a mix of like Dr. Frankenstein and Dracula going on here, so we gotta get a little bit of that science in.
Yeah.
Also, those like skeleton head axe throwers are really cool looking.
Yes! They only show up here, and it makes me sad because they're very cool looking. It's like those enemies, and then in the last level there were those little like slime boot guys. I only saw two. I only know that there are two of them in the game. I'm like, why? They're cool. I guess. Well, this is not a whole lot more to talk about here, just to get more Halloween theming going. What is y'all's favorite Halloween candy?
Ooh.
I usually default to a Reese's cup for that.
That's a good one. That's probably my pick.
Like, I don't eat a lot of candy anymore, unless it's like bags of gummies. I actually am a sucker for bags of gummies.
Oh yeah, gummies are so
But we're talking just like run-of-the-mill Halloween candy. It's got to be a Reese's cup.
I think the Reese's Cup is undefeated.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Glad we're in agreement here. Shoutouts to Reese's.
Shoutouts to
Yeah.
Reese's Cup.
I thought I was going to die there.
So threepup, as we're kind of hitting the home stretch, where could people find this game?
It's on Steam. I think it's on Switch as well. I would need to double check on that.
It does feel like a good like handheld Switch type game.
Yes, I played on my Steam Deck, so yeah, I know it's a pretty good handheld game.
I struggle with the fact that my copy of Shovel Knight is locked onto a account on my 3DS that I can't currently access.
Oh no!
No!
But
Yeah,
I
I
do
think-
generally like these kinds of games to be handheld for some reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think my original copy of Shovel Knight, the one I kickstarted, is a 3DS copy.
Yeah.
Also, I guess also worth shouting out, the devs of this game are actually making a sequel to Kraino. get the full name of it right now, but to my understanding, it's going to be more in depth and more Metroidvania-like. And I'm definitely very excited for that.
If I'm gonna guess, this is the origins to that game.
Yeah, I think it's called Kraino Rebirth. Now that I'm remembering.
Ooh.
So I'm definitely excited for that when that comes out. Ooh, I thought I was gonna get hit there, but we're good.
It's actually super appropriate that it would go Metroidvania, considering the origins of the term being Castlevanias that are Metroid-like, because this is very Castlevania, like platformer Castlevania style. Oh, this is okay.
I don't trust that scout. I'm gonna.
Oh no!
You hate to see it.
Sniped.
At least this segment isn't as scary as it looked like it was gonna be.
Okay. This level actually isn't that terrible. It's just like, yeah. It's still difficult. It's the last level of the game.
Yeah. It's a final level. One thing about those,
Okay.
oh,
That was all my fault.
about those flying skulls that aren't like a Medusa heads is there isn't a ton of them at once, which I can appreciate.
Yes. I actually tend to kind of like to see them because I can try to utilize them to get some nice little jumps to let me skip segments.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was a risky one.
Yeah. It's fine. We're all having a good time here.
Yeah. Fine, we're doing great. Having fun.
Having fun. I hope y'all are having fun.
Yeah. Hope y'all are having fun in chat.
I keep seeing the gold bug.
I don't know why I'm struggling with that right now, but you know, it is what it is.
And like, I want the gold bug to be a thing you can pogo off of.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Big same.
Okay. That's the trick to it. You're just supposed to just go.
Just jump over it.
Okay, moving on. This should be the little, drop it right here into another mini boss section with both of our little friends here. Generally gonna try to be always attacking one of them.
Do not mix these friends together. Or maybe do, because then it'll only be one of them left.
Shoutouts to those two guys overcoming their adversity and learning to be friends with each other and be in the same room. Like, just like, you gotta respect that. Alright. Thankfully, don't have to fight them again, so that's cool.
I'm glad they're gone now. Oh, I really like this electricity sound effect, I realize.
The sound in this game is just so good.
Yes,
Like
Very
across
good
the
sound
board.
design.
very good sound design.
Uh-oh. We're scaling.
Yeah, we're scaling up the tower. Things are getting precarious. Okay, friend, I need you to not stand in the doorway.
Very rude.
Very, very rude. And, like poetry, it rhymes. We're back with our first little mini-boss friend.
The parallels.
One of the first things we saw, and one of the last things we're going to see. Ominous torch lightings as we get to the final boss room. To the Dr. Bacula fight. This fight's hard. He's got a lot of phases. We'll see what attacks he wants to give me.
He looks exactly like I'd imagine Dr. Bacula would look.
And to be honest, kind of looks like a goober.
Oh yeah, he's a silly little guy. This is one of my my favorite attack to see from him, because he doesn't really do anything.
Just stands there, or
He just
flies
stands there, and I can just get like a lot of free damage. And we're done.
Nice.
No, it's not time for that. Yeah. Should have
GG.
wanted that ahead of time. But yeah, that's Kraino Origins. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let y'all watch the final cutscene here. Turns out I have a dad. Who knew?
Your father won't be happy about this. We will meet again, Krainos.
Who's gonna clean up this mess?
And look at him. He's got his cool little hat. And then whatever's going on here. I don't know.
I think Dr. Bacula's exploding.
Dr. Bacula exploded into the cover of a Pink Floyd album.
A nice sunset. Or sunrise? Sunrise.
But yeah, that's been Kraino Origins. If you're interested, please feel free to reach out to me on Discord or on twitch.tv/threepup, where I stream this and other indie games. Sometimes I speedrun them too. Wow.
Yeah.
And then Vale, any shoutouts for you?
Hi, I'm ValeriaAsteria, and I've been a little bit gone lately, but I'm trying to come on back. I stream still plenty. That's the one thing I'm still regularly doing. And I'm doing a Face Your Fears type thing for October, except it's not horror games. It's just games I don't want to play. So
That sounds fun. Yeah, and also shoutouts to our wonderful host BD. Well,
Thank you.
Hand it back over to them for our last little shoutouts.
Hey, real quick, threepup, what's your PB?
My PB is around 46 minutes.
Because you just got a 47:18.
Woo! Okay. That's pretty
That's
good. I
not
thought
nice.
it was much worse than that. Okay, cool. My only goal for today was underestimate, and I did that, and I'm happy. Let's go.
Awesome work. Thank you so much, threepup and Vale, for that really fun showcase. And y'all, if you like this, it's available. And threepup said it. Rivalries are possible here. We can build some rivalries together and push this game even further. So thank you again, threepup and Vale. We are going to get some stuff together, and then we'll be right back with some announcements before we pass you off to an awesome raid. So give us a second, we'll be right back. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here for Attract Mode today. Again, my name is BD. I am so happy to be here as a host for Attract Mode. And if you enjoyed our haunted showcase today, you're going to want to be here on Thursday, October 10th, because we have skeletons in October, but you know what else we have? We have vampires. And you know who's going to be telling us about vampires this Thursday? Yeah, that's right. It's Astrid the Horror Girl. So this Thursday, October 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, here on Lady Arcaders' Track Mode, Astrid the Horror Girl is going to be teaching us all about the way of the vampire in a lore presentation of Vampire the Masquerade. Trust me, you are going to want to be here. You're going to want to take notes. You are going to want to be fully invested, because this is going to be an absolutely awesome presentation from Astrid the Horror Girl, presenting the lore for Vampire the Masquerade this Thursday at 9 p.m. And if you want to help, if you want to be part of this awesome showcase, if you have something you want to show off, submissions for Attract Mode showcases are always open. And we love to have you showing any game you love. So please send us your showcase ideas at ladyarcades.com/start. We are always looking for more showcases. If you have something you love to play, if you have something you care about and want to present, we are here to help give you that. So go to ladyarcaders.com, submit your idea for an attract mode showcase. Also, coming up, this November, Lady Arcaders is hosting our first ever game development jam, Lag Jam. That's right, we're hosting a game jam, y'all. It's going to be awesome from Thursday, November 14th to Sunday, November 17th. Now, if that's something you want some more information about, ! Lag Jam, all one word, LAGJAM, in chat will get you all the information you need. You can also check things out on our Discord, which is at ! Discord in chat. That'll get you links to all of the community info you're going to need to not just be a part of Lag Jam, but also see all of the wonderful stuff that Lady Arcaders is doing. It's really, really a blessing to be a part of, and we're doing really cool stuff, if you can't tell. We are going to go on a raid real quick, and we have a very exciting raid, y'all. We are going to be raiding Spaghetted on Twitch, currently featuring Unity speedruns. So, benefiting the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, the Twitch Unity Guilds are coming together to put on these amazing charity speedruns, including, and if we've timed this right, we should be coming up pretty close on a run by one Metroid Prime here. So stick around, we are going to be rating the Unity speedruns and helping see them off and raise some money for an amazing cause, the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. My name is BD. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Help us celebrate some awesome speedruns here in a second. And have a great night. Bye, y'all.